Today in Challenge Art, we're going to be continuing to work on our Thiebaud cakes. Today, I'd like you to continue color testing. This can be on an extra scrap of paper, or it can be right inside of your notebook. For example, this student made a small sketch down below, and then also chose to start experimenting with the colors. Perhaps she might make a blue cake with red frosting. She was trying out some different textures and color combinations. And then experimenting again on this side with mixing colors and seeing how different things would go together. This does not have to be the final look of your project. It's just a chance for you to experiment without doing any drawing with colored oil pastels on your actual drawing. Once you're finished and you've made a decision about what colors you want, you might want to start working on some of the frosting. You could either work on coloring your background and coloring your table, or you could work on your frosting. So for one example I have here is that if I was choosing to make my cake have blue frosting, I might end up at the end of class today with something like this. Where do you think the light is coming from on this cake? If you said over in this direction, you would be correct. If the light is shining over here, then this part of the cake's frosting would be a little lighter than the rest. And as I move across, I get my middle tone of blue, and then this side goes from middle to dark. Let me show you how I achieve that look. I'm going to do it with a different color so you can see how that might work. I'm going to need white, and then I'm going to need the other color of my cake frosting. So if my cake frosting is green, I'm going to need 2 tones of green. Now you might not have 2 tones of every color, so you can use a little bit of black, but you want to be really careful with that. If you use too much black, it'll really muddy up your colors far beyond what you were hoping for. I'm going to start with this highlighted edge. I'm going to drop that line down here, and keeping with kind of parallel to the curve of my cake, I'm going to add in some color here. Then I'm going to go for my frosting color. Let's pretend that I want on this cake this mint green color. I'm going to let this side of it start with that mint green real strong. Carry that over, following the line of my cake, this curved edge here. Now I don't want this edge to be white. I really want it to be just a lighter version of this green, but if I add this white first and then blend, then I can achieve a lighter green. As I color over it, it starts to mix, and I can use my fingers to blend. So what I see now is light green fading to more of a medium green tone. I'm going to start in the same way on this side, but I'm going to start with the medium green, and I might need to peel this a little bit. Same idea, stroking over in this direction, coloring up and down this way. And then I can use the dark green for my shadow over here. And as I add more of the oil pastel on top, they really start to blend together nicely. If you find oil pastels that are dirty, you can just get some paper towel and wipe them off, especially your white. A lot of times the white gets dirtied up because people use it to highlight other colors, so make sure that if you want it to be pure white, that you've wiped it off first. So now you see I've got this 3D effect of highlight into shadow. See if you can try that on your cake today. And if you get done with that, perhaps you can start to put some color in the background for the wall, some color on the table. We're going to talk more about some of the other parts of the cake another day, so don't go into those inside parts just yet. but see what you can try with your cake today. Remember, before you start working on your actual cake project, I'd like you to finish making a plan in your notebook or on your extra paper. Notice these other student samples of cakes. Look at the way they use highlights and shadows in the frosting. Keep in mind which side has the light, and use the same idea with your project.